Alright, Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Alright, shalom. Double honors to the elders at GMS that rule well. Blessings and peace to you, Aki. I'm out there doing the truth and sincerity. That's pushing this work. Alright, today we indoors. It's basically like a snowstorm out there. It's a lot of snow. So we stayed indoors today. You know, we're gonna do a long sit down. It's gonna be an open forum, various topics. You know, we're gonna cover everything from you false prophets, Esau, the chip, you know, the Israelite woman, the end times, you know, some history maybe, and we just basically gonna roll with the spirit. So you know, the first scripture, give me that, whatever we had.
This is Matthew chapter 19 verse 28. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right, and that regeneration is talking about what? You know, basically reincarnation. Alright? Now, if you know, like the elders usually say, if you're doing this work then, you know, most likely you was doing it, you know, back then. If you're doing it now, most likely you was doing it back then. You know? And if you was wicked now, most likely you was wicked back then. You know, because you got guys that come into this truth, and you know, they start off as good guys, and then next thing you know, maybe a year or two down the line, they turn into being wicked niggas. You know, because basically your spirit doesn't change. You know, if you're righteous, if you're wicked, then you're wicked, man. You know, you got the house of Saul and you got the house of David. You know, and at the end of the day, you want to be a part of what's righteous. You know, you don't want to be that cast out nigga that was once doing the work, and now you cast out, and niggas and brothers look on you like you evil, man. You know, so the goal is to stay on the right track and do what you're supposed to do. Because if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, the Lord's gonna sift you out, man. And it's, from my notes here, that word regeneration in the Greek is polygenesia, which means new birth, reproduction, renewal, or recreation. So basically, in other words, reincarnation. So read it again.
And Yahweh Shai said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
Right, when Yahweh Shai is going to sit in his glory. Because he's going to come back in his glory, man. He's going to come back with the angels, with the thousands of heaven, you know, in the chariots. He's going to come back in a glorious way. And the UFOs is going to be beaming up the elect. The missiles is going to be hitting. All right? And if you're not a part of the elect, you're going to be getting hit with those laser beams, man. Double check that Greek word for me, for Matthews, if you're there. What is it?
Strong's G 3824. Polygenesia.
Yeah.
Polygenesia.
Polygenesia, which means
new birth, reproduction, renewal, recreation, regeneration.
kind. So regeneration, in other words, reincarnation, man. Because we doing this work now, we was following Yahweh Shai back then, man. You know, we was following him back then. That's why he brought us back into the knowledge. Basically he brought us back into the knowledge when we was young men. Somebody get Ecclesiastes 12. He brought us back into the knowledge while we was young men. Because we're not old and stubborn. If you try to bring, 9 times out of 10, if you try to bring an old cat into this knowledge, he's not going to receive it unless the Lord is working with him, because he's already stuck in his ways. You know, he's already stuck into what he's been taught. He might have been taught the Roman Catholic doctrine, and you can't tell him nothing. Or he might have been brought up a Baptist or a Muslim, and you trying to tell him that he's an Israelite, he's not going to hear you, man.
Like that old dude. He didn't come back because he didn't understand, right?
Well, yeah, we had this older guy. Was we teaching here then?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was teaching here in Niagara Falls, And he was basically, you can't put new wine in old bottles, man. You know, you can't do it, man, because these older guys are stuck in their ways. So the Lord wants you when you're a young man. You know, read that real quick.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not.
Right. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, when you were a young man, so to speak. You know, maybe in your 20s. You know, even when you can even say maybe in your early 30s, man, you still considered a young man. You know, you're older, but you're young at the same time. You know, but once you start getting into your 50s, you know, maybe your late 40s and your 60s, you start to get older in this life, you know, and then you start getting more stubborn, because the older you get, the more stubborn you get, man. You don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, it's Esau's brainwashing starts to get a hold of you, and you know, you get as you get older, your pineal gland starts to harden a little bit, so you're pretty much, like the brother's been saying, stuck in your ways, you know.
Go ahead.
It says, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
That's it.
It says, remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. When thou shalt say,
it says, why the evil days come not. You know, why martial law is not here yet. You know, the missiles ain't come yet. The concentration camps, they're not throwing you in there yet. You know, you got to remember the Lord before all these things occur. Because if you don't, you're going to be caught up out here. You know, you're going to be caught up out here. Martial law is going to get you. You're going to be thrown in the camp. All right? Because a lot of people think this is a joke. They think this is an entertainment. They think it's all about fun and games. You know? And basically the Lord set us up as watchmen to watch over the house of Israel and to also teach at the same time, because you got to be, if you're called to be a teacher, you got to teach. You know? Go ahead.
It says, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Alright, now read what you got.
Mark 2:22. And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, else the new wine doth burst the bottles.
Yeah, because in other words, when you come into this truth, right, you got to flush out everything you learned previous, or it's not going to work. Because when you come into this knowledge, it comes at you like a tidal wave, man. You know, there's so much information to the point where sometimes you gotta learn little by little. You know, like this dude at my job, this Israelite cat. You know, he's like 19 maybe, and he's seeking for something. He's into these books. He's into the Illuminati. He's into all of this stuff, and I'm trying to show him GMS videos, but I'm trying to show him the right ones to start him off with, because I can't just throw him out there and the elders is cussing out Nate, and he gonna be like, who the hell is Nate? And they cussing out Johanna, he gonna be like, who the hell is Johanna? So I'm trying to show him the right videos to get him started. So I sent them that summary of execution video, you know, and basically going into martial law with Elder Aramlab and forget the other brother's name, Salakia. Manatazak, that's right, Manatazak, you know, Salakia, Shalom, Manatazak. But Elder Aramlab and Manatazak, I sent them the summary of execution video, and he said he was going to watch them. So hopefully he watches those videos and he starts to wake up, you know. But you gotta have a starting point in this truth. You gotta have a starting point, because you can't just jump into it and start eating steak and potatoes, man.
Yeah, like me and this brother were discussing it. I believe it was a couple nights ago. You know, you got to take baby steps. You got to teach them that they're Israelite, what the Israelites look like. You know, who Yahushua is coming for. You know, who Esau is. You can't just start off breaking down Revelation 17 and 18 right off the bat. You know, you got to take them baby steps and teach them. You know, teach them that milk. You know, give them that milk.
Just like the scripture says, desire the sincere milk. You know?
Because if you start off by giving wine to a baby, what do you think is going to happen? He's going to throw off that wine. That's why you got to start a baby off with milk. So the milk can build up the baby's bones, and the baby can gain strength to walk, and then just go from there.
Yeah, you gotta crawl before you can walk. You know, it's the same thing in this truth. You can't just start out breaking down the book of Revelation before you know the one-on-one.
That's the one.
You know? Yep.
You gotta start them off with milk, which is the basics. This is Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
Yeah, that's the Lord talking to us, the nation of Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. You know, basically, the Lord wants us to keep His law, statutes, and commandments. You know, even though right now we in captivity and we can't keep every single law, but like we always push, you got to keep them to the best of your ability. All right, you got to know His name as well. You got to know the Lord's name. You got to pray in His name, and you got to also believe that that's His name. Because if you just say the name and you actually don't believe it, you know, the Lord really ain't gonna hear your prayer, man. So you got to actually believe that that's His name. All right, you got to have faith that that's His name. And you got to have faith that the Lord is going to deliver you out of America when the destruction hits, if you are part of the elect, and He's going to set us on top of these nations and we're going to rule over them. Because I was watching 12 Years a Slave last night for the second time, and the white man, he's definitely going down, man. He ain't have no mercy on you, Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, man. And the other 10 tribes that was held captive on the other side of the world, you Taino Indians, y'all forgot y'all history, man. Because the white man was fucking y'all up too, man. Y'all was getting fucked up. Read that again. So how do you come back to your nationality? You got to learn that you're an Israelite, and you got to acknowledge it. You got to acknowledge the name of the Lord. If you don't, you're going to get caught up out here. Go ahead.
This is Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
Yeah, because the Lord is not about equality. Go to Jeremiah 30 and 13, I believe it is. The Lord is not all about equality with all nations, man. He's only about His people. He's only coming back for His people. Read that real quick.
From Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. But He answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right. The Lord is only concerned about His people, man. He don't care about the Arabs. He don't care about you so-called white people, which is the Edomites. He don't care about the Chinese. He don't care about the Japanese. He don't care about the East Indians. He damn sure don't care about you stinking ass Africans, man. He don't care about none of y'all. The only reason why the Lord set y'all up is a whipping stick for us as of right now. And in the kingdom, we're going to have our slaves, which is going to be the other nations. So the Lord don't care about y'all, man. He's only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But you Israelites out there, you don't want to hearken to the Lord, man. Everything's a joke to you. Everything's a joke. You always want to have pleasure. You know, you never want to suffer and go through things you got to go through. You want the easy way out all the time. Go ahead, read that.
This is Jeremiah 30 and 11. For I am with thee, saith the Lord.
Started at around 13.
Okay. Jeremiah 30 and 14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. Right, you know, it's getting into how the Lord jacked us up. You know, for because we were going off, we were sacrificing idols. We're getting into the Islam shit. You know, time and time again, you know, Israel's turned away from Yahweh.